Coming Savage. Hello? Anybody here? Oh, this must be where they're having Impact, because it's empty.
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Wrestling with Savage. Tonight, we're here to talk to you about possibly the worst Monday Night Raw in the history of professional wrestling. I've seen a lot of Monday Night Raws in my life, but tonight might have been by far the worst one I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of bad Raws because I've seen them all. 20-something years, maybe almost 30 years worth of Raws. And we're going to come at you live tonight on Wrestling with Savage to talk to you about maybe the worst one I've ever seen. I went and had to get the fresh cut, just like Edge. Me and Edge, we have a lot in common, man. We have intensity. We have wrestling IQ. We know how to walk the ring. We know how to sell moves. We know how to talk on the mic. We know how to do a lot of things. We know how to stay on the camera, unlike Jay. Dave, welcome to Wrestling with Savage. How you doing, buddy?
Good, but I can't see you, actually.
That's okay. You don't need to see me. Don't give a shit about that right now. I can maybe try to fix that. There you go. I'll do it for you right now. See, thank you for mentioning it. Now you can see me, right? You see me? You see the NWO?
No,
you see?
there you go.
You see the best faction in the history of professional wrestling? We're going to get into that later. Because you idiots are very fucking disrespectful to what this company did. The only fucking company right here who ran its own pay-per-view, almost destroyed Vince McMahon in the ratings. And I don't give a shit about the 96 members of the NWO. I only care about the original 3, maybe 4 or 5. But we'll get into that later, when wrestling was good. Tonight, coming off of a pay-per-view that had one of the best matches I've seen in a long time between Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey, a good match between Seth and Cody Rhodes, a good match between Edge and AJ Styles, you would think maybe, just maybe there'd be a possibility of a good match happening on Monday Night Raw. We almost had a good match. Almost. We'll get into that momentarily. First, we're going to open up for Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw comes to you live from, I believe it was Connecticut, Hartford, Connecticut. Opened up with a Backlash video package with Bloodline versus RK McBro. We were reminded of last night's results, and then right away we got into a promo from RK Bro, making their way to the ring to start off Raw with an actual wrestling match. But of course, before we had the match, they had to have their little promo. And the match starts a couple of seconds later, but they were going off. They were like, unfortunately, we lost the battle to the Bloodline, but before this is all said and done, we will win the war. So unfortunately, the storyline's not going away. It's just going to keep going. Are you guys happy with that? Jay, are you happy that the storyline's continuing in the first place at all? Dave, whoever wants to chime in first, please. Please do, please. Tonight's the night. I want to hear it. I want to hear the emotion. You guys should be fucking devastated as fucking wrestling fans tonight. Talk to me.
You could take it, Dave.
Devastated about what? The show in general? Yeah, the show sucked.
The show, the fact that we're continuing these shitty storylines in general. Why are we continuing almost every storyline? Literally. My God.
I mean, it even makes sense when they changed the main event. So, what direction are they going now? I'm not sure.
I don't know. They're going to continue.
I liked the promo, though. The promo was fun, you know. I liked it, obviously, because it was a call out to Stone Cold, too, so it was cool. But
well, obviously,
aside from that,
no, it was bad. Nothing was on the line because the big dog came out. He ripped up the contract, so that canceled that whole, combining the titles. But Randy Orton mentioned that, Roman knows that the Usos can't hold a candle to Randy Orton. Okay, and Riddle and RK Bro and all this. So they're going to keep going with that. Then, of course, the Street Profits interrupted, telling Riddle, and Randy, we told you shouldn't be worrying about these guys. You need to be worrying about us. Long story short, they had a match immediately. There was a good drop kick from Montez. There was a little classic wrestling from Randy. We did get to see a little vintage Randy Orton tonight. Riddle was forcing the tag, came in, big flying bro, bigger 5-star frog splash with a kick out. Then we had the huge RKO from Riddle, which that was actually probably the moment of the night, because that was a beautiful spot. 5-star frog splash. Montez Ford definitely got a lot of height on that, and we had a sick RKO in the middle of the ring. That's probably the only thing I enjoyed tonight on Monday Night Raw. Other than that, I gave that match a 3.5. RK Bro picked up the win. Jay, you take this first. What was your rating on that match? Did you appreciate that? RKO?
I was just impressed in the match overall. I thought it was pretty good. I think I just want to start off and say whoever did the booking for tonight, I think they did an excellent job. I like how they transitioned from promos to match, and this is one of the perfect examples of the opening of many more to see later through the show. So I enjoyed it. It was entertaining. Montez Ford really got high on that frog splash.
He did. Yeah, he did.
I liked how the promo started. I thought they kind of killed it on the mic. I thought Ford showed intensity. He was serious. They met business. I was believing it as a fan. So everything about it was just enjoyable. So I'm just going to give it a 3-star.
Okay. And Dave, how about you? What are you going with on this match? Anything you saw that we didn't see that you want to mention, or you want to just give us the grade?
Well, I agree with Jay about the Street Profits. They did come out, and it was funny because at that moment, I was watching it with my wife, and she was like, "Oh, they're still champions over there," and I'm like, "Yeah." And then she saw the Street Profits come on. She goes, "You think they could win?" I was like, when I was watching, I was like, "Oh, they look like they could have a chance." You never know. WWE might throw a swerve in there or something, just to like mix it up and probably do a 3 tag or something like that. Who knows? And she's like, "You think so?" And I was like, "They've been pretty good the last 2-3 weeks, so I don't see why not." Unfortunately, it didn't turn out that way. I did like the ending. Obviously, was cool, but I feel like at this point I'm almost like a little bothered because Riddle does way too much of Randy's stuff, and I'm just waiting for the moment to just Randy to like turn around and just I had enough, just start whooping his ass because I'm getting kind of tired of seeing him doing all of Randy stuff. But that's just me. Aside from that, the match was alright. It was a pretty good match. It was a good opening match. Probably the best match of the night, I think, because it was a good start.
It was the only match
after
of the
that,
night.
it kind of slow. After that, it just started slowing down for me. It was difficult, but that match was a good opening match, so I gave it a 3.5.
Okay, so we're on the same page right there. That was pretty much like the only match of the night besides one other match that actually had a finish. Everything else, as we'll get into, had some stupid results that I didn't appreciate. After that, we had a promo, which I did appreciate because it came from Mean Gene Position. And anybody that's a longtime wrestling fan knows what that means. Back in the day, in the 80s, Mean Gene would do the interviews from like the middle of the floor ground arena, which it would have a different kind of camera view. You'd get a good look at a lot of the fans. It had a nice backdrop of the ring, the fans. That promo had an old school production value tonight, and I hope they stick to that formula. I did like that camera. That was one of the other only moments of the show that I liked. Theory came off cool, worked the crowd. He really knows how to get the heat. He kept the promo short, sweet, got some heat, got the fuck out of there. We got a nice shot of that position, that 80s style interview shot. I like that. After that, we had a video package with Edge and AJ Styles again, reminding us again what happened in Backlash. Then we had a promo from not Judgment Day, the Judgment Day, and they were seeing a lot of different things. Nothing that I was too impressed by. I was happy to see them because I'm a big Edge fan and all that, but I was hoping we'd get a little more with this whole storyline. I don't know, just something different. Not the usual, just music, lights in the ring. I was surprised to see that Edge cut his hair. That was kind of shocking. And it was funny because they show the picture of him, and the picture of him has long hair, and then you see him with the short hair. He was wearing a purple suit, which I was really digging. Continuing that trend from last night, wearing purple in his gear somehow. I think he's trying to steal the Undertaker's thunder. Undertaker's not here anymore. Purple was one of his keystone colors. He's going in that dark direction. He's trying to, pretty much pick up where the Undertaker left off. Maybe he wants to be that WrestleMania marquee guy that's going to put on matches for the next 10 years, 15 years, whatever it is. He's not going to have a streak, obviously, but he will be wearing purple, looks like. So, yeah, they basically came out and said, we love what we see when we look in the mirror. They were working the crowd hard. Edge definitely was, getting heat. This is a heel faction. This is a heel gimmick, and he's working it very hard. We came together to not be sheep like you. Together we have become more. Rhea was not so hot on the mic, in my opinion. She tried to build some heat. I would have appreciated her just staying silent for a couple of weeks and just, putting it all out there in the ring. I think her talking right now is taking away a lot from her mystique. Because maybe a lot of people aren't that familiar with Rhea Ripley. Even though she's had matches, she hasn't been around a long time. So this is a way for you to reintroduce her as a dark character. I don't know why you're putting her on the mic right away. Same reason why I don't know they had a lackluster run in last night. You guys mentioned to me earlier you would have rather see her make her debut tonight. Maybe screw AJ tonight on Raw. That probably would have made the show probably a lot better. For sure, I agree with that now thinking about it. Edge claims they are not done looking for more. So before we get into the next match, which was Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan, who do you think he's talking about when they say we're looking for more? Because more means more than one. So we already know he's going to make a faction, like a big one. It's going to be at least 5-6 people. So who are we looking at here as potential members of the Judgment Day? Obviously, Champa, I know, is one of the guys we discussed. But who else do you guys see possibly joining this new faction?
That's basically it.
That's it? So why would he say that they're looking for more, though?
That's just it. I don't see nobody else.
So you don't see nobody else. So it could be like a sleeper person. How about you, Dave? Anybody in mind that you would like to see thrown in the mix here? That could spice things up, besides Champa.
I don't know why, but I feel like Finn coming out in all that black and white gave a little sense of it. But I'm not sure. It's just a little hint that I thought maybe could be possible.
Okay. Well, let's see. I mean, there's definitely a lot of people they could bring up from NXT that could help.
I mean, a reason I say that is because what's the coincidence? Why would he come out in just black and white, and Rhea Ripley's wearing black and white, and Priest is wearing black and white? The only one that wears purple is Edge.
Is Edge? Well, because he's the leader.
I kind of found that weird because you saw AJ came out normal, his normal gear.
Yeah, so did Finn Balor.
So
did Finn Balor, yeah.
Finn just had the plain black and white, though. That's what caught me off.
I think it's because, like I said, I think Edge is smart, and he's trying to play off Undertaker's greatness as the dead man character for so many years, and purple being that iconic color he had when he first arrived with the purple gloves, the purple cuffs on his boots. I think he's trying to steal a little bit of that thunder, and I don't blame him. There's definitely a market there. There's going to be people that are missing Undertaker, people missing that whole dead man gimmick. WWE doesn't really have that right now. Now they have it in Edge. Well, I should say they didn't have it, but they have it now. They have it in Edge. After that, we got a match with Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan. Edge is calling Rhea Ripley the Eradicator of Judgment Day. Basically, the Eradicator, right? That's her new nickname. The Eradicator of Judgment Day. Quickly taking and keeping control of this match. Corey messed up saying Edge's key line, the throne of impotence, which I looked up, and the definition's still not clear to me. Are you guys familiar with the definition of this word? Impotence? His throne of impotence? Yeah, even the definition in the dictionary is kind of confusing. You guys might want to look it up. Edge is playing fucking games with us, and I like it. There was a nice spot from Liv Morgan off the rope, showing some nice balance. Rhea Ripley with a vicious boot to the chest. Edge continuing, like I said, with the purple colors to take over for the dead man, perhaps. Liv with some nice melee shots, but let go of the DDT too early. That looked a little sloppy for me. She tried to make up for it with a nice double knee shot. Ripley swatted Liv Morgan down like a fly and basically made Liv Morgan tap out. I don't know the name of that submission. It looked like a clover leaf of some kind. Jay maybe knows the name of it. I gave the match a 2-star. I wasn't happy with the match because it ended up with a lot of bullshit. There was just too much shit going on. The match was sloppy. I just didn't like the match. I gave it a 2-star. I didn't like that Finn Balor came out. AJ Styles came out. Like, again, why are we continuing this storyline? Unless it's going to go somewhere better. I don't know. Dave, you take first take on this one. Did you like the match? Grade, all that.
So, you're talking about the Rhea and Liv, right? Because Violet didn't come out till after because it was the next match.
No, they were out there after that. Like, after the match was over, they came out.
Yeah, when their match was over, they came out. I thought you meant like Yeah, you threw me off there. Anyway,
No, just Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan, man. What do you think of that match?
Yeah, it was all right.
Trash,
I
right?
kind of felt the same as you. I gave it a 2 as well.
2? Okay.
It was straightforward. You know, she did her. What's that submission called? The Riptide or something like that, right?
It's called the Riptide.
Yeah, I think so. It sounds like that's what it was. I don't remember. But,
Jay, what'd you think?
I give it 1.5. The Riptide is like a pump handle slam that she does.
That's what I thought.
That's the Riptide. Okay. This is like a bow and arrow submission that she's doing. So, the DDT was horrible for me. Her head never hit the mat, and she still sold it. Rhea Ripley.
Yep.
That was the only bad thing about her in the match. But I still thought she shined. The submission was very nice, and this is another prime example of what I talked about before about the booking. I like how we just finish a match, and now we're just going straight to the next. Like, okay, let's just keep going.
Yeah.
So that's what I liked about it. But still, 1.5. It was really sloppy here.
Absolutely. It definitely makes it easier to go into the next match when you already have some of the competitors already out there. You don't have to take their music again. So that's maybe something they should think about down the road when they do these faction kind of... Because it looks like we're getting a faction war going on here. You have Judgment Day, and obviously something is cooking between Finn Balor and AJ Styles. Otherwise, why would they continue it? Jay, you called it. You said that they were going to team up. Obviously, that is what it's looking like. It's looking like the whole Too Sweet thing's about to come to life, and that means they're going to get some more members. So it's going to be curious to see where that goes in a couple of weeks. A little intriguing. After that, we got a match between Finn Balor with AJ Styles versus Damian Priest with Judgment Day. Back from the commercial, the match has already begun. So they started the match off of live TV. We didn't really get to see how the match began. Finn was very aggressive when TV started, working on Damian's leg. Priest took control quickly with a huge broken arrow that sent Finn Balor flying. Edge was watching out there with his piercing eyes, almost giving his minions power as they wrestle. AJ looking on with his soccer mom's haircut. Never looked so useless in his entire career. He was just standing out there, he fucking looking useless. He looked like he wasn't going to do a goddamn thing to help poor Finn. So, again, I don't like that because I like AJ, and I don't like it when they try to make him look weak. There was a nice side Russian leg sweep that I really was a fan of. Balor was teeing on the legs again, just teeing off, kicking, working on the legs. There was an awesome running drop kick to the legs again. Finn driving the shoulder. There was a lot going on. We got the sling blade, sends Priest outside, set up a dive. Rhea was just kind of hanging out over there, and there was a segment where Rhea got in the way of AJ Styles, and of course AJ Styles, with his honor, can't hit a woman, right? Cost him big time. There was a sick double team move from Edge and Priest, sweeping spear. I don't know what you call that move yet. I'm just going to call it the sweeping spear for now, because it looks like Damian's doing a sweep and Edge is coming off with a spear. That did look good. That looks like a great double team move. Definitely a fan of that. The damage has been done. I gave it a 1 star. 1 star because of interference. We didn't get another match. We didn't get another clean finish. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of the interference. So 1 star for me. Jay, how do you feel?
1.5 for me because Damian Priest messed up when Finn was on the turnbuckle and he does that slap right to the head.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was a big botch right there. He never hit his head at all. Once again, Finn sold it.
I saw the
Big
slap, but
I
blinked, so I missed it a little bit. But he missed completely?
Yeah, it's just basically I'm doing a slap, and that's about it. I didn't like that part, but I thought Priest shined a little more last week, especially when he cut the promo and introduced Rhea. So 1.5, but I really thought Priest shined this week than last week. I really thought he did a little improvement overall. Even on the mic, I feel he's more comfortable on the mic now.
Well, yeah,
he's getting that comfort zone.
When you're working with a guy like Edge, though, how are you not going to get more comfortable? Like, look who you're working with. This guy has all the experience in the world, you know. Dave, what was your take?
Improvement.
I'm in the same boat. I gave it a 1 because of the ending.
Yep.
I hated the fact that they all got, especially that it came out of nowhere too. Like it's the same. Wasn't it the same thing last time? Last week, I think that they.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was a little. Not last week, but like two weeks ago or something like that. They had the same thing. They were either Edge. It was either with AJ. This time now is with Finn. And
Yeah.
they just come and interfere right over.
Yeah.
It could be a.
Fuck
It could be a good match, and then ends up being what it is. So
Edge doesn't give a fuck. He came out tonight. He said, "I'm bigger than the Hall of Fame," which I haven't heard a wrestler say something like that in a while. Like, he's just straight throwing fire on the mic. Doesn't give a shit about what he says right now, and he wants to play the character that this is. He said it once. He said, "This is my industry," and I think he's not fucking around, man. Edge might be cooking onto something special here. I don't think it's going to be something we see take full effect for a while, maybe even a full year. But at some point, we're going to see Edge with some gold, without a doubt. Without a doubt. There's no doubt in my mind that Edge is going to have gold. Priest is going to have gold. Ripley's going to have gold. And I think they're going to have 2 more members because there's more gold. What do factions do? They want gold. They're going to want the tag team belt. So maybe a good tag team they'll pick up from NXT or something like that. Take them for a little ride to superstardom. I can't think of any tag teams right now off the top of my head. For
they're
NXT.
gonna be like the raw versions of the Bloodline or something like that.
I know. There's some talent in AEW that would fit in.
There's no tag team in NXT. That's what it is.
Yeah.
There's nobody.
It's bad. It's really bad. Oh, man. After that, we had a segment with MVP in the MVP Lounge. They, it started off with a promo. Before that, we actually had a promo from Alpha Academy and Kevin Owens. Real quick, Chad Gable sent evidence to his friend at the DNA lab, and soon they will have concrete evidence to prove that Ezekiel is Elias. And apparently now Kevin's older brother is here, and he is going to beat the crap out of Ezekiel. Stay tuned for that one. Omos makes his way to the ring, and then we begin the segment with MVP Lounge, MVP with Omos. More of the same from MVP until he was interrupted by Cedric Alexander making his way to the ring. Tries to get back in MVP's good graces yet again. Starts saying all the same nonsense. MVP stops him and says, "What is this whole we business?" Like, as soon as he says that, Bobby Lashley comes out, pretty much. Lashley sent 3 guards to hell. I did enjoy that. He really knocked those 3 guys pretty hard. One of them got the worst of it. I think it was the third one. The third one got a really
I think it was
shot.
the second one.
The second one?
The second one. The
That
one
might be
he's
worth a
timed
second look, because he came down there with some fury, so that was okay. But other than that, we go back in the ring. Same shit, bullshit. When are we going to end this storyline? I gave this 0.5. This got half a star for me. Half a star. I've never given a half star yet. This is my first. Half a star. Dave?
I didn't even grade it. So
Okay.
the one thing that
Okay with
caught my attention was MVP kind of came off like in the beginning when he introduces Omos. I almost felt like he was like a ringmaster or something at like the circus, like introducing his big bear or some retarded shit like that. I don't know.
That's good.
But-
That's a good analogy.
It almost like just the way he introduces him, it felt that way. I
And
didn't get that
MVP
same
looks
vibe
so
with-
fucking small next to him too. He looks so small next to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get that vibe with Lashley because Lashley's big, but he's not as tall. At least he's just a big.
No, I'll give that to Omos. Even next to Bobby Lashley, he makes Bobby Lashley look small. It's pretty freaky. Anything else you want to pass it to Jay? It's on you. That's how we're gonna do this from now on. I pass it to somebody, and then when you're done, you pass it to the other guy, and we keep going back and forth, man. Keep the fluid going. Keep it.
I did want to mention something funny that I caught with the KO promo.
Okay.
I almost felt like, in the same sense, he kind of gave me like Elaine vibes with Seinfeld when he started pushing them. I'm like, you believe that? And he went to go push Gable, and then he goes push Otis. It almost felt like he was trying to be like Elaine or something, wearing his Dusty Rhodes shirt.
Yeah.
So I kind of like how he was. It was kind of funny to me.
Okay. I might have to buy that T-shirt that Chad Gable was wearing. That shirt looks like certified fire. Shh. Thank you.
Oh lordy.
I like it.
Thank you.
Some people need to shut up. Jay?
Oh, like I said, I'm just looking forward to the next few weeks when the releases come out and almost is on the list. So I can't wait. Can't wait. No,
It's gonna
no
be a
rating
good.
for me.
Are you gonna celebrate? We
Rating.
should both celebrate that day. Get a bottle. You know.
As soon as my sources get back to me, I'll let you know. We'll pop the shit.
Let me know when we can end this shit show of a storyline.
So who's in the lead right now to be released?
No, it's got to be almost.
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost. There's no way your whole.
They don't have nobody to replace him though. Like that's funny because
They don't need
he
to.
was Braun's replacement, and now he could be possibly released too.
They could get William Morrissey. It's okay. William Morrissey will replace him.
Listen, they have 1,000
I read
guys.
something about their interest in him after they saw that match.
There's
Oh,
1,000 people in like just Arizona who are better than Omos. Okay, they can find someone to replace him real easy. After that, we had a segment with Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville. Adam announces a match. Sonya stops him, says, "I don't care who it is. With me, it's nothing personal. It's business." After that, they announce Cody versus Theory will begin at 10 p.m. sharp, which I was like, okay, cool, banger match, 10 p.m. sharp. I'll make sure to be there on time.
Can I cut off? Can I just say something? They never, ever say that.
Yeah,
Why
that's
all
true.
of a sudden tonight?
I don't know. They wanted
Is it 'cause
they wanted
of
the
the
ratings.
playoffs?
No, they wanted
Is
the
it 'cause of
ratings.
playoffs?
They wanted the
They
ratings.
did that with
They never
another
would've
Cody
done
match
that.
before.
The reason they did that is to
Why all
test
of a
Cody.
sudden, you know?
They're testing Cody's meter.
Cody's
They
power.
said,
Yep.
we're going to tell everybody that you're going to be on TV at 10 p.m. on the fucking dot, and we're going to know exactly how many people change the fucking channel to see. Because by the time you get on there, it's going to go on the internet. Everyone's going to know. Just like you text me right away. I think I sent the text too when I found out immediately about Cody and Austin. Not the 10 o'clock, just the match itself. But that's what people do. They find out news from their, quote unquote sources, like Jay has. His multiple sources in the business, which of course he'll never reveal his sources, all right? But just know that they're probably very, two sweet members. But, after that, I don't know, man. After that, Sonya Deville makes her way to the ring. We go to commercial. Adam Pearce makes an announcement that Sonya's contract as a WWE official is terminated. But she will still be a superstar, WWE superstar. Of course, she looks like she's a little upset, whatever. Then we get into a match, which probably one of the nicer surprises of the night, because I wasn't expecting to see Little Miss Bliss come on out, and we had a match between Alexa Bliss versus Sonya Deville. But unfortunately, I gave this match a half a star as well. I gave this match a half a star because by this point, Raw has disappointed me so fucking bad because just everything I've seen so far has been shit or the same shit or more of the same shit. And you know what? I saw Alexa a few months ago. She hasn't been gone that long. I did like the fact that she came out looking normal. She looked like she stopped hearing the voices in her head, but yet she still has the stupid fucking doll. So, obviously, she's not all 100% there yet. Looking good and getting the welcome back chant, which was cool. Apparently, all the voices, like I said, she's hearing are gone. Alexa Bliss won this match, like, instantly. I mean, I blinked and this fucking thing was over. They shitted on Sonya Deville so fucking hard. This was a dump job. But it was a half a star dump job because it literally, to me, had absolutely no point, no rhyme, no reason, no explanation. The most complete random event on Raw tonight was just Alexa Bliss showing up and beating Sonya Deville in like half a second. And you've been, trying to build up Sonya Deville as this like badass. And she just got shitted on by someone who hasn't been in the ring in how many months?
I think back in Saudi Arabia, probably back in November.
That's a while. Yeah. That's a while. Well, Hell in the Cell or Elimination Chamber, right? I remember she was in the Elimination Chamber.
It was in Saudi Arabia.
The Elimination Chamber?
I believe so. I think it was one of those Hell in a Cell.
No, I know. I saw the match. I think it was Elimination Chamber, and it was garbage. It was a bad match.
That was the last man.
It was bad. What are you guys rating this match? Not much to talk about.
I actually gonna give it a 1 because I like the Twisted Bliss move.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
I love that move. It's cool.
All right. Okay.
So I give it a 1. But I want to say to all the Alexa Bliss fans out there, I'm worried. This is troubling right now because it seems like the gimmick that she's been asking for like, I guess for the last few months is still there with the doll. So I don't know where this is going, but this doesn't look like a good sign for Alexa Bliss just in the future for her employment because she really did want her out of this gimmick.
Yeah, well, she's not getting out. She's not.
That's what I'm saying. She'll probably want her. She'll probably be on that list. I'll put her on the list too. Add her to the list.
Just real quick, you know how I would have made tonight's Raw really good? I would have had Ronda Rousey show up, challenge Bianca to a unification match, beat the shit out of her in like about 2 minutes, and let her be the unified champion, and then just boom. We only see her once every 4 months at pay-per-views. We never have to hear from her. We just get to see her beat the shit out of somebody 4 times a year. I'd be happy with that. Less women's wrestling, and more focus on wrestlers who matter. Because right now, the Raw women's roster is all-time low. And let me tell you something, Jay. We're not going to get into the match yet because it was the main event. But your recent comments on Asuka really hit hard tonight. Like, when I saw her talking, all I could hear was just Jay. Like, it was so fucking... I mean, I thought I was watching a scene from Godzilla for a second. This shit was next level, man. Next level.
It was funny.
Yeah.
I found it funny.
Yeah. Funny, because that's what I want Monday Night Raw to be. Always funny. Always funny. Not serious business. Not professional wrestling. Let's just fucking laugh, giggle, and cry. Let's come out with the weirdest sunglasses I've ever seen in the history of life. Yeah. We had a video package of Seth and Cody after that. You know, more videos showing us what we already know. Ezekiel then made his way to the ring, which kind of got me a little excited, but, you know, that didn't last long because, of course, we had Ezekiel versus Ken Owen from Nova Scotia, Kevin Owens' older brother. Ken picks up the mic and introduces himself to Ezekiel. By a show of hands, who believes that this is Ezekiel, Elias' younger brother? Of course, the fans, they're like, yeah, of course this is Ezekiel. This is Ezekiel. And he asks, has anyone here finished high school here? Or are you all a bunch of liars and idiots? KO goes off calling Ezekiel a liar. Ezekiel tells KO not to raise his voice. More of the same. Kevin, blah, blah, going on and on. Just admit that you're Elias. KO was out of breath. This would be a perfect time for my older bro to come out and sing you a lullaby. That was cute. Okay. Alpha Academy joins the ring and proceeds to beat up Ezekiel, which I thought was a little funny. Because they're just shitting on Ezekiel, too. They put so much into this guy, and he's just here on Monday Night Raw, getting the shit kicked out of him almost every week now. So I gave this half a star, too, guys. Half a star. It's stupid. It's stupid. Jay, did you like it? You like it?
No, I don't believe in this. I don't know where this is going, but it seems like a DNA test is coming next week. So this is just really bad TV right here. So I don't rate it at all.
I mean, what are we watching? We're watching Ezekiel get Stone Cold stunned. This is what we're watching on Monday Night Raw. Stone Cold stunners from people that aren't Stone Cold.
It's a stunner. It's not a Stone Cold stunner.
No, not to me. That is the Stone Cold Stunner. It will always be the Stone Cold Stunner. I don't care how long KO does it. It's the Stone Cold Stunner.
Is the Stone Cold Stunner.
No. It's the Stone Cold Stunner.
It's the Stone Cold
It's the Stone Cold Stunner because
anybody
it's respect.
else is a stunner.
It's respect to the man.
Yeah.
It's respect to the man. Every time you say his name, you're putting respect out there in the world. You want people just calling it the Stunner 20 years from now and nobody remembers Stone Cold 30, 40 years from now? Or they look at Stone Cold like Billy Starr Graham just because they're calling somebody else saying the Stunner. It's even disrespectful to the Diamond Cutter.
If you look it up, you see KO's bio, it says the Stunner.
I don't care what his bio
Stone
says.
Cold's bio, it says Stone Cold Stunner. So it's always been Stone Cold is the one that has the Stone Cold Stunner.
Dave, I understand.
Everyone else is the Stunner.
I understand that the descriptions on the internet are, very important to you, and they make it official to you. But to me, and in my eyes right here,
that's just an example. I'm not saying that's where I get it.
I open my eyes and I see a Stunner. I'm calling it the Stone Cold Stunner. When I used to do, Dave, my wrestling trainer
what you
used
think,
to.
Jay?
Hold
what
on,
you think, Jay?
wait. My wrestling trainer used to throw me out of the ring.
He says Stunner on TV.
Steve Austin was wrestling them.
It says Stunner on TV.
I know.
Stunner, right?
They called it Stunner on TV.
I know they call it the Stunner, but they
And when
shouldn't.
Stone Cold does it? And when Stone Cold does
it? Stone Cold Stunner.
Yes, I understand this. I don't know why we have to repeat the same thing. We already went over the fact that I understand that they call it the Stone Cold Stunner and they call it the Stunner. But what I'm telling you is that when I see the Stunner, in my mind I see the word Stone
I have
Cold.
the damn shirt.
Let me tell you a quick story. When I was in wrestling school, when I first joined, listen to this. I was 13 years old when I first joined the wrestling school. You want to see me again? I gotta buy a new camera. There you go. You see me now? You see me now? No? Maybe?
No.
Well, too fucking bad. You guys can go watch the stream if you want to see me. Put it on your phones or something. But when I was 13 years old and I first started going to wrestling school, the first month I was there, every opportunity that I got, I mean, every opportunity. The second the trainer was gone, he went to the bathroom, he left for a minute, he had his back turned. Somebody was getting Stone Cold stunned. I would run in the ring, kick people in the nuts in the middle of their matches, in the middle of their training, in the middle of getting chopped. I remember I stunned one kid. This big guy chopped the shit out of him. He was coming out the corner. I just ran in the ring, popped him with a stunner. He didn't know what the fuck was going on, man. It was great. And to me, that's why whenever I see that move, Dave, it's ingrained in my brain. I just see Stone Cold's bald head and his big skull, the 316, the name. The move itself, it's symbolic to Stone Cold. That's whatever. Let's move on. After that, we had a video package from Becky Lynch and Asuka. There was a segment with Adam Pearce with Asuka and Becky complaining Asuka's being handed opportunities. Adam says he does not need to defend his decisions. Jay's critique of Asuka has never hit so hard. Jay, I'm going to let you go first on this.
I mean, should I say more? I don't even know what the hell is going on. I didn't even understand the whole thing. I'm still trying to put it into pieces. I have no tear and nothing's coming out of it.
I mean, this
can I say,
cringeworthy.
Man, this is just bad, man. Like I said,
You're not mommy.
I just don't know. Nakamura does a way better job.
The only two words I can use are cringeworthy. This promo.
You not mommy.
I heard mommy.
You
cry, mommy.
Yeah. You act like baby. Both acting like idiots on camera. Jesus Christ.
This is what Raw came up to. This is what they came up with.
This shit was a minus 5 stars. Like, that's how bad this shit is.
I'll tell you what. This actually makes Tony D'Angelo's promos great.
Yeah. You're not lying, man. This shit makes anything sound good, I think. I think anyone could have came on Raw after that and got a pop. Anyone.
Just in the same way you said that you thought of Jose, I did too. And I was like, before Asuka even spoke, I said, okay, you've been gone for a little bit. I hope you took some kind of English classes.
Oh, yeah.
Please, I had a little hope. And then once she finally opened her mouth and she stopped to think, she stopped to think of what she was going to say before she said it. And then she goes, yeah, mommy. You cry, baby.
Hold on.
Mommy. You are mommy.
Hold on. What happens if
you give belts and you mommy? I was like, I loved it because it was funny
hilarious. Yeah.
But
That part
at
was
least
hilarious.
She tried. I mean, I give her at least an E for effort.
What would you do next week if she just showed up on Monday Night Raw and she spoke perfect English? And what we saw tonight was just like an act.
Bro, that'd be like straight up like what was that guy's name? Damn, I'm trying to remember. Like the Dave Chappelle joke. What's his name? I forgot his name. Where he acts is like he goes, yeah, and then when we talk, he'll talk all like he's intelligent, like he's all smart. That'd be the same thing with Asuka. I forgot his name though.
It would be wild. Like I think that's like would be pretty cool if something like that could happen. But I don't think that's the case, guys. I don't think that's the case. Would be nice to see though. Honestly, I'm surprised that Vince McMahon hasn't tried to stick like a Kill Bill gimmick on her. Have her come out like as a Yakuza boss or some crazy shit like that.
Yeah, but they talk English.
Wouldn't that be more suitable for Becky?
Becky to be a Yakuza boss?
She comes out like the Kill Bill with the yellow.
Yeah,
gear
she
and all
can
that
be
bull.
the Kill Bill, and then Asuka's like the Yakuza boss. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Like, Japanese mafia, Dave. You played the game Yakuza.
Yeah. Not much, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That game sucks anyway. Almost as bad as Monday Night Raw. After that, we had a match that was Veer Mahan versus Frank Loman. Byron Saxton's in the ring, letting Frank know about all of Veer's opponents, having been taken out by ambulance most of the time. Frank says he has to do this for his family and for his 3 little triplets at home, which I thought was a nice touch by Frank. Frank got off a big boot and a couple of shots, and he even got some cheers from the crowd. Then Veer just goes to squash time. Sad thing, Frank actually looks like he could beat up Veer in a real fight. That's just my opinion. But Veer hit him with a cervical clutch, and then Frank Loman taps out. Again, same shit, same squash, 1 star. Piece of shit. 1 star piece of shit. Ratings? Thoughts? Dave?
I like the Frank Loman guy actually. He came out kind of funny.
Yeah.
He did have a good look, even I think Corey or one of the commentators mentioned that he's a big guy, so I did like that he actually got some at least a couple of attacks off. He got to hit for the first time. He got hit, so but I like I said always, it's the same BS. Come out, squash somebody. At least this guy gave a little, like I said, like with the same thing with Oscar, he gets an E for effort. So
okay,
maybe I'll give this a 1 star.
1 star.
Just for the effort.
Fantastic. Jay, what did you see? Because I'm sure you were watching on your other TV tonight.
I saw it on all TVs, and they all said no rating. All TVs I have here. I'm not rating this piece of shit, but I am going to say this is a really prime example of bad booking. When you have Veer Mahal, and this guy looked twice as big as him, and you're going to make him lose into a match like this, that's just bad booking. So no rating for me on this one.
Okay, no rating. I give it a 1 star. I should have gave it half a star, but I give it a 1 star because Frank came out, made the comment about his 3 triplets. That's pretty much the only reason I gave this shit a 1 star. I enjoyed that line, and I thought it was funny that Veer was beating up a guy that looked like he could, Frank looked like he could kick his ass if he wanted to. I hope we get to see Frank again on TV at some point, not just in Hartford, Connecticut.
I think this is like, we spoke about Almost and Lashley. I think that Lashley should have moved on to Veer. I think they would have had a 10 times better match in WrestleMania Backlash.
Yeah, probably. Probably, but I wouldn't do that right now because I feel like if they, I think Veer would have to beat Bobby Lashley according to Vincent's booking. So I would have put him over Bobby right now. I want to see Bobby win, not lose. After that, we had an interview with Cody Rhodes. What's next between you and Seth? Cody says nothing. Seth is top 5 in the world no matter how you slice it. The chapter of Cody and Seth is closed, as far as I'm concerned, which is like such a dead giveaway. Like, why would they even do this? Because the second Cody says that, Seth is coming out. Like 100% he's going to ruin your fucking title shot, you stupid idiot. Anyway, he said nothing sounds better to me than Cody Rhodes, the new United States champion. As soon as he said that, I knew he was going to lose. We had the match. Cody Rhodes versus Theory started at 10 p.m. sharp, like they promised. Cody makes his way to the ring. We go to commercial. There was another video package again of Seth and Cody. Austin Theory makes his way to the ring. If they changed his name to just Theory, I'm wondering why is there still an A and a T in his logo, in his ring entrance, in his gear? Makes no sense. Fans chanting Cody early on. Cody gets Theory in the corner and Theory pushes him off. We start with a very traditional set of pro wrestling moves and sets. Theory working the crowd for whatever heel heat he can get. They walk the ring again, they lock up. Theory with a big shot to Cody and does his own cartwheel and mocks Cody with the Stardust sign. Cody hits him right away with a slap from the mat, and then the match went back and forth. Theory goes for the cocky cover. Cody chops him hard, and Theory reverses and sends Cody flying into the corner. Hard shot by Theory. So far, everything was nice shots, nice elbow shots, some good-looking shots. It looks like he wasn't really holding back. He had a 6-snap suplex by Theory. Cody with a nice flying kick to Theory. Theory was clearing the announce table. Cody took control and almost hit the crossroads on Theory on the table, which would have been nice. Theory quickly makes his way back into the ring. Coming back from commercial, we are shown a replay of a very fierce, closely, big-time clothesline by Theory, turning Cody inside out. Cody hit a fantastic flying elbow, connected with a moonsault off the top rope. Theory kicked out. He connected with a hard, really, if you watch the replay on this one, hard elbow followed by a sickening neck breaker. That was the move of that match. It looked so good. The disaster kick connects, followed by the Cody cutter. Rhodes was feeling it. And then, of course, what do we get, guys? What do we get? Do we get a good match finish? Do we get a new champion? Do we get a champion defending his championship? No. We get Seth freaking Rollins coming to the ring and making sure to ruin what was going to be the only good match on Monday Night Raw. Making sure to take that heat with him. I felt so devastated for this crowd, and especially anybody that paid over $500 for those seats. My God. Could you imagine paying $500 for those seats and then watching that Monday Night Raw? It was bad. Seth came out wearing the same jacket that Janet Jackson wears in her music videos. Seth screamed, "You will never take anything from me again." Seth hits the curb stomp on the table, takes all the heat the crowd gives him, and leaves, leaving Cody in shambles and definitely not the United States champion. Dave, I see you nodding over there. So, what was your take on this whole match ending?
The match itself was actually going pretty well. Like the back and forth. I liked how Theory was being kind of comedic in the beginning and trying to show off with the whole stance and everything. After slamming Cody, they had a couple of good spots here and there. You know, it was a good match going through until the typical. You know, it was expected already. We already knew what was happening. So the only thing that threw me off was whatever Seth was wearing. It's like it's getting more ridiculous every time.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, what even was that? What do you call that? Like, but I gave it a 3, just because the match itself was actually a pretty good match up to that point. So there was one that moonsault that Cody did. The only thing I didn't like about it is that Theory made it too obvious. He stood up for a good 5-10 seconds before even Cody flipped. So it made it kind of obvious what they were going to do at that moment. I thought when I saw him get up, I thought he was going to try to knock Cody down, but he just stood there. So that was kind of weird. But aside from that, I thought it was a 3-star.
Yeah, I gave it a 3-star as well. Jay, what did you see? I'm sure you noticed this was a good match up until this interference, so I'm sure you enjoyed it.
Not as much as you guys. About that moonsault, I saw the same thing. And I didn't even like the landing on how Cody came off of that. I thought it came off a little just off.
Yep, I agree.
Kind of high, right? It was a little
yeah,
too high.
it was a little like.
It was a little crooked. It just wasn't as straight as he could do it.
The cross body sequence was right, but overall, I thought that Theory handled himself really well. I thought he sold really well when Cody was giving him forearm shots. He did that sequence you talk about, neck breaker. I call it like a knee head buster that he just basically did. I thought that was a really creative, nice spot. So 2.5 just for I guess Theory handling himself pretty well, except for that spot. That was pretty bad. That was the only thing I didn't like.
I like the way that you phrase that, handling himself, because you're right. He did handle himself so well. The disrespect he showed Cody by doing that cartwheel with the Stardust pose, the confidence he had, the fact that he went for that cocky pin. You know, this kid's the youngest United States champion in history, and he's acting like it. He's acting like a cocky little prick, Vince McMahon's little golden boy, and I fucking love it. The only thing I don't love is how long we're probably going to have to wait before we get to see the actual match. Because I feel like these guys were holding back a little bit because they're going to fight down the road. But obviously not yet, because obviously Seth is not done with Cody Rhodes, not by a long shot. So my question to both of you, and whoever wants to take it first, just jump in right away. How many more matches do you think we're going to get of Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins before this shit is over?
Like I said from the beginning, there's nobody on the Raw roster that Cody could be on the same level or anybody be the same level as him. It's only Seth freaking Rollins, unfortunately. They're going to slowball this. I'm not interested in this third match. I said it when we had the second match. I said it in the review. It's just going. I knew this was going to go in this direction. Not interested. Not a big fan. And this is the first of many matches. I think the only thing that I do want to see is actually the tag team unification. I think we need new tag team titles. I think those titles are just whack. So this is just horrible. I do not want to see a Cody Rollins 3. I really don't.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to. How about you, Dave? Do you think how many more matches we're going to get between these two before this shit is over?
I hope the same thing. I hope it's 3 because, you know, even at this point, it's kind of like played out. I don't even make it, the point is already done. Like, Cody won, that's it. You know, he won. He won both matches. He proved his point. He's better than Seth. I think that Cody could have more matches with other guys because he could help probably better other guys. So I could see him fighting some other people, but it won't be at par. Kind of like how we saw tonight. Theory held his own, but you know, you could see points where Cody was kind of like sunning him. Like, you know, there was points where like, come on, you could see it in Cody's mannerisms. Like he's trying to teach him, like let's go, come on, keep up pace. There was points where I noticed it. So I don't know if there's anyone that could sit at par with Cody, but I could still definitely see him wrestling more people, and you know, at least try to elevate the roster that they have until he gets to an actual opponent that makes sense.
Well, I disagree that there aren't people on his level. There are people on his level, but the problem is they're involved in other storylines. Edge is on his level. AJ Styles is on his level. Seth Rollins is on his level. Randy Orton is on his level. All right, there are guys that are on his level. Shinsuke Nakamura is on his level. There are people. My question to you now is, before I go into the next match, which was terrible between Sasha Banks and Naomi versus Doudrop and Nikki ASH. I know you guys are all excited to just dive into that fucking one-star shit show. But before we do that, my question is this. Do you think they've been firing all these people over the last year? Long-term goal to unify both shows again? One champion, one tag team champion, one intercontinental champion, and a multitude of talent to actually combine for both shows. Would you, A, want to see this happen, or B, not see this happen? Jay?
Doesn't really matter. It both be a shit show in both ways, no matter how you see it. So I'd rather just stick with the shit show we have now, because I don't even see that happening as a reality.
Jay, I fucking love your optimism. Dave, what do you think?
I do like the idea of unifying the belts.
I'm talking about the belts and the shows. Like, you know, no more SmackDown versus Raw. It's WWE. It's
shows.
That's not gonna happen. I mean, because that's their moneymaker. They're gonna have as many shows as they could possibly have.
I'm not saying to eliminate the shows, but like there's no specific rosters anymore. Just there's Monday Night Raw, there's Friday Night SmackDown. Like before they did the draft and all this nonsense, like pre-draft, where SmackDown was just SmackDown. Everybody would show up on SmackDown. Everybody would show up on Raw.
This is one brand.
Yeah, just one fucking brand, man. You wouldn't be.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I think right now, with the roster they have, it could work right now. They don't have a huge roster.
Yeah, because they eliminated a lot of people.
Yeah, if there was an opportunity,
eliminate more.
If there was an opportunity to do it, it's right now with the roster they have, because you can see they are lacking star power on parts of SmackDown, and they're lacking star power on parts of fucking Raw. So how do you fix this? Bring all the stars together and give the best product you can every Monday night and the best product you can every Friday night. But that's probably not going to happen because clowns run the show. Anyway, we had a match with Sasha Banks for Naomi. Whatever, man. It's 1 star. It's a piece of shit. I hated it. I don't like it. It's stupid. It was a piece of shit. At this point, I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed with the result of the Cody match that like anything following this was going to be just automatic diarrhea. If you guys want to get into it, please. Jay, you want to talk about this match at all?
Yeah, I didn't know Naomi gives horrible drop kicks.
Are you talking about that one-legger?
Yeah, one leg drop kick. I never seen that.
Yeah.
But I guess that does exist. I don't understand the purpose of Doudrop and ASH. I thought it was gonna basically change Nikki Ash's gimmick, but
no.
I guess it's the same. So
somebody does not like her creative.
But overall, I'm not.
That's her idea.
I'm not interested.
They approved it, so obviously they don't like her. Like, oh yeah, you want that gimmick? Yeah, sure. Let's see how this turns out. Like,
the finish was good. The nice roll over to the cold breaker. So
that finish wasn't good.
That was pretty
Stop
good.
fucking lying. That finish was a piece of shit. This match was a piece of shit.
That was the only good thing.
Doudrop is fucking useless.
Like,
she's fucking useless. She's bubbling around the ring, looking like she's about to bounce and burst at the same time. I don't know what the fuck's going on over there, man. I'm not a big fan.
Half a star.
I don't like it. I'd rather have Nia Jax on here breaking people's noses. More fun.
It's just something to talk about, right?
Absolutely. She definitely did that quite a few times. Anyway, Dave, what are you grading it? 0? 1? Okay, so we're 1. Okay. After that, we had a beautiful match. We had a match with a special guest referee. And of course, Theory was involved in this too because of Theory's connections with Vince McMahon. He was able to get Miz to be the special guest referee of what should have been a great fucking match. But of course, we're not going to get a great match because The Miz is the special guest referee. And we all know what that means. The Miz is a piece of shit and he's going to ruin this fucking match. So, Mustafa Ali versus Champa. Miz says, all that Theory went to Vince, was able to get Miz to be the special guest referee. And he said this match is going to be called Down the Middle. It was nice to see Champa in action. So sad it has to be under these circumstances. Champa with some real hard shots. Miz with the slowest 1 count I've seen in a long time. Miz is honestly the most natural heel in the business today. He really is. You can hear how the crowd is not even in this match. I don't know if you heard the dead silence of the arena. Like, you could hear people drinking their soda and eating their popcorn. Okay? It was fucking bad at one point during this match. Mustafa Ali hit a nice super kick and a nice DDT. Champa with the godlike roll-up pin victory. Miz with the super fast count. But, Miz was fair. He said he was fair. He counted at 1, 2, 3. He didn't say how fast he was going to count. He just said he was going to count 1, 2, 3, and he did that. So Miz, I guess, is not a complete liar. I gave this a 1 star for its shenanigans, nonsense, and another disrespectful wrestling match on Monday Night Raw. Dave, you go first on this one. I know you like the Miz, right? You love the Miz. Big Miz guy.
Oh, yeah.
Big Miz guy.
I'm the same. I gave it a 1. By this point, I was already kind of like losing interest in the show, to be honest. It's pretty much, it was nothing really to talk about. Like, it is what it is. You know, Miz is there, and he's gonna do his heel stuff and try to make it funny and stuff like that. And that it was pretty much straightforward. So one.
Hey, Jay?
Star.
What? The fuck did you
Half a
just...
star.
Half a star? Yeah. The only, you know how you said you want to see Amos get fired? I want to see Mustafa Ali get fired with him right away.
He's on the list. Too.
Get this guy the fuck off of TV. He's fucking terrible. It's over. Go to AEW Dark. Impact's gonna need somebody soon. Like, there's options.
They don't need him. They don't need
Go to
him.
New Japan, man. It's Asian. You know?
I think he's screwed if he gets out of WWE.
Hey, man. He could always drive a taxi. There's lots of jobs out there, man.
He could go back and being a cop. He was a cop before.
He can be a cop. He can be a lawyer. He's Mustafa Ali, man. This is America. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. Or he can go back home. Wherever the fuck he wants, man. There's plenty of options. There's options for Mustafa Ali, but WWE shouldn't be one of them. Not entertaining. He had his chance, and in my opinion, he lost his momentum, and he's never going to get it back, no matter how hard they try. He's not going to move merch. He's not going to put on fucking bangers. And they're going to put him in storylines right now to just bury him anyway. As you can see, they're just, they're just shitting on him every week. I don't think it's going to lead.
They're burying both stars, not just one.
Yeah, I'm sad that Champa's getting involved in this, because to anybody that doesn't know who Champa is, they're like, who's this clown? That's probably what they're saying right now.
I know Champa.
Yeah, I know you, but there's a lot of WWE fans that don't even know NXT exists. Like, they don't want to know it exists. They don't care. They just look at it as like the practice show. They're super Raw fans, super SmackDown. They're super WWE fans. So when they hear NXT, AEW, they regurgitate a little bit. You know what I mean? Those kind of fans. They can't. They vomit a little. It just comes up. They can't handle it. So, to people like that, they have to watch this as the example of what Champa is, because I know what Champa is. Ciampa's a main event player. He's a main event player. Oh, man. Whatever. After this, we had a video package with Lacey Evans again. Again! Another video package. She just debuted on SmackDown. Why now do we get another video package? Raw continues to edge towards the worst possible Raw. With each passing second, I wonder how people who paid good money for good seats feel right about now watching this shit. Does it feel good? Does it tingle? Does it sting? How does it feel to be fucked? And not even fucked good. Just fucked. After this, we had a video package with Omos and MVP again. Then we had a promo with Bobby Lashley telling us next week, I'm going to get Omos again. But now it's going to be in a steel cage match, baby. I can't even tell you how excited I am to watch that next week. Man, I'm going to set my DVR real hard. Video package 24/7 shows Dana Brooke regaining her title. And then it shows her losing the title to Reggie. Tells him I want a divorce and slaps him. Then we have another segment 24/7. This is really the cherry on this shit show Sunday that they're working up special for you. This was the cherry to go right on top of that beautiful Sunday with the whipped cream and everything. All the toppings. R-Truth serves papers to Reggie. And then Tozawa sees that he's serving papers to Reggie. Tozawa, being intelligent, obviously, just runs for the fucking hills. That was funny. He wants nothing to do with those papers, runs his ass off. Then, of course, we get Becky Lynch making her way to the ring, wearing possibly the dumbest outfit I've ever seen her wear. This shit was ridiculous. Then we had a match between Bianca Belair versus Asuka in a championship contenders match. So far, this is a good match. But of course, we have to ruin another good match with interference by Big Time Bex. Belair was just starting to cook, showing off her impressive strength, when Becky would start attacking Asuka, finally hitting her with the manhandle slam, posing and leaving the ring as Raw would go off the air. Bianca Belair nowhere in sight. Apparently she wasn't mad that Big Time Bex ruined her match on Monday Night Raw. She gave no fucks. She walked away. The champion of Raw. the Raw Women's Champion, left the ring. She just left her opponent get fucking the shit beaten out of her. To me, this makes Bianca look stupid and weak, but they don't take that into account because they're just trying to jam another fucking segment into another match. This was a half-star piece of shit. They promoted the steel cage one more time to make sure that you're there. They should have told us what time that shit starts, so I'm not there. MVP will be locked out. No interference, no controversy. And the show goes off the air. This show was a half-star piece of shit. I haven't been this disappointed in a professional wrestling show in a long time. Dave and Jay, I'm going to let Jay go first on this. Jay, let me know. How'd you feel about the end of Monday Night Raw tonight, man?
Well, I thought it was a great match. But, unfortunately, the goofiness happens, and I got it rated, 1 star. But it was a good match. I was really enjoyed. I think they got great chemistry. If you look at it, they really do. So hopefully they get a one-on-one. But it doesn't look like it. I think it's more heading to a triple threat. I'm not a big fan of those, especially with them three. I think a one-on-one be better, but I guess the goofiness is gonna lead to that. Overall, the show I gave it a 1.5 overall.
1.5. I think that's being super generous.
Well, I think Theory shined. I think Judgment Day shined. I think the opener was a good match. Probably the best match of the card. And the Cody match, like I said, with Theory shine, that was a pretty good match too.
That wasn't a match.
1.5.
Wasn't a match. It was a fucking segment.
It was a test. It was to see if Theory can hang.
It was a little fucking tease, man.
Can hang.
It was a tease. No, Theory can hang, bro. I love the match.
We all knew that. They told you that since the show started, so it's no secret. I mean, unless you don't live in planet Earth.
The bad was so bad tonight,
you knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah. I don't know.
Still 1.5 from me.
And Dave, where you at with tonight's show?
And like I said earlier, the show sucked.
Yeah.
I zoned out. I pretty much zoned out at the point where Sasha and Naomi was wrestling.
Yeah.
Especially when they had Stacy. What's her name? Stacy what?
Lacey Evans.
Lacey Evans. Yeah.
Lacey Evans. Yeah. I was like, why is she on Raw too? The show just went downhill. It went from bad to really bad after that. It's like I like how Becky did call out the fact that why they're having a contenders match with the champion makes no sense. I love that she said that because it's true. So I'm very thankful that she mentioned that. But aside from that, this Raw sucked.
What are you grading it?
A 1 to be nice.
Want to be nice. I'm not being nice tonight. That show was a half-star piece of shit. I was disrespected as a wrestling fan. There were moments of the show where people did shine, and there was some cool-looking shit. Like I said earlier, the move of the night was the RKO off the top rope from Montez's Ford's frog splash. The fact that he didn't fuck that up on live TV, you could even see the look in Randy Orton's eyes. He was like, damn, bro. Yo, you nailed that shit. He was even impressed.
That was the opening match.
And that was the opening match, yeah.
Opening match.
To me, that's why I was so disappointed, because we started off with an actual match with an actual finish, and then the next finish we got that was clean was the Veer Mahan finish, and that was it. That was it. Yeah. Every other match was some kind of shenanigans or interference or my mind was fucking blown, bro. And then when Lacey came out, like I said, why? Are you on SmackDown or are you on Raw? Why are you on both fucking shows? What the fuck? What belt are you going after? You going after Becky? You going after Bianca? You going after Ronda? Make up your fucking mind.
Going after Ronda.
Doesn't look like that. It looks like she's going after Monday Night Raw tonight. That's the way I take it. Bitch is on both fucking shows.
Well, that's why. Do you think that's why she's on Raw? No. There should be a SmackDown if it was Ronda.
They're just selling her.
Stick to it.
They're just selling her.
You think so? But I don't know. I
Just
get
making
it.
you
I get
like
what
it.
she's trying to do, I get what they're trying to do, but it's too much. You know,
Nah, it's
at
too
least,
much,
at least
man.
leave it on SmackDown.
It's too much.
At least
Even
if you could have left it at SmackDown, it makes sense.
but
now
the
you're
shit they
Raw.
did on SmackDown was even worse. They were telling people to quiet down and show respect. Like, what are we talking about? Did she just win the war? She came back with the Medal of Honor. Quiet down and show her respect. The fact that they have to ask people to quiet down and show her respect, it shows you how desperate they are to try to make this fucking gimmick work. Like, it's just pathetic at this point, to me. Let her in-ring work do the work for her. She's a good wrestler. She has a good finisher. I've seen her go. She can work. She doesn't need all this bullshit. Like, at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4 videos. All right. Set her up. 7
I'm trying to
videos?
give her something, because
7
what was she
videos.
doing last? She was with Ric Flair last?
Realistically, she can't come to SmackDown, because if she comes to SmackDown, Ronda's just gonna shit on her. They're not gonna put her over Ronda right now. No fucking way. Ronda's not losing this title for a long fucking time.
So
Nobody's
you think
taking
he's
the
gonna
title.
I don't know. I think Bailey.
Bailey or Flair when she comes back. That's it.
Bailey.
Lacey has to go to Monday Night Raw. Maybe that's why they did the package. They're like, guys, we can't show her videos on SmackDown anymore because
Lacey-
we told Becky,
Lacey should take
we
it off
told
Bailey.
Ronda that she's not losing the title. So let's not. Why are we going to put all this money into Lacey Evans and then send her to SmackDown to get destroyed? No, put her on Raw.
She takes it off Bailey.
When's Bailey coming back?
As soon as we get tired of listening to Ronda.
Is Alexa Bliss ever going to win a championship again?
No, she's on the list, bro. She's on that list.
Getting fired list?
Yeah.
She was like,
on the list.
what is she? Is she a heel or is she a face? What is she?
She's a thing.
Because, like, I'm confused. She came out almost... I thought she was coming out of the old school Alexa Bliss, and then I saw the doll, and I'm like, what is going on here? Like, is she...
They
what
tricked
is
you
she
at
trying to
first
do?
because she
She's
had the
halfway?
makeup on. She was looking all like normal and pretty, you know, and like you know how we used to see her back in the day. And then they zoom in on the doll. like, nah, she's still
Exactly.
fucking
That's
nuts.
what I was like,
She's on
She's
that
still
list.
nuts. Yeah, I don't know.
She's on the list.
I
she
don't
just
know.
got married. So.
I think Champa's on the list too, man. I think
I don't
Champa's
think
on the
so.
list, man.
Nah, he's on Judgment
Nah.
Day.
Yeah, right.
He
His
will.
day,
I don't
his,
think he's on the
it-
list, though.
It's his judgment day. What do you mean? Why not? He could be on the list.
I don't know. I don't get the vibe that he's on the list.
Vince McMahon has let go of lesser talent. And you know, here's the thing I heard about Champa. I think he wants to be on the list because I heard long ago that he wanted nothing to do with Monday Night Raw. That he wanted nothing to do with SmackDown. That he liked his lifestyle with, you know, Florida NXT. It worked out for his family. And he wanted nothing to do with all this traveling shit. So I don't know how long his run's going to even last here because I don't even think he really wants to be here. I think he's just here for the money. He's coming to get one run, get that big Raw money, and then I think he's going to go over and probably be done. I don't think he wants to wrestle much longer, to be honest.
I guess we'll see.
I see different. I don't know.
Where's Johnny Gargano going, man? Where the fuck is Johnny Gargano?
Home to be a dad.
He's
He's
being
done.
a dad right now.
He's done, right? Is he coming back ever?
No, I think he'll come back, but not at least not in the very near future.
Did he get fired or he just didn't resign?
No, he just didn't sign.
That's
Contract
Mr.
expired.
Johnny Wrestling right there. We could have met him the other. Actually, I think we could have met him. What, yesterday?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
We'll see him sometime.
I didn't go.
You excited for Wednesday?
Yeah, coming up. We got some stuff to look forward to. Nothing crazy. I mean, the best match is probably going to be
First match. Oh,
I don't
you
know.
mean for your show?
Yeah. You have CM Punk versus John. What's his name? The little guy from Dark Order.
Silver.
Yeah, John
Neat
Silver.
guy.
You have Jeff Hardy versus Darby Allin, right?
Oh, that's gonna be awesome. You saw how Darby was? He was super excited.
We might get to see Jeff Hardy end his life live. Like, maybe.
Oh no.
Going for one of those stupid fucking moves that he obviously can't do anymore.
He might drop another blade.
Yeah. Oh no.
We get to see who's fighting Ricky Starks for the championship. Jungle Boy is fighting Ricky Starks for the championship.
It'll be all right.
We have the contract signed between Wardlow and MJF.
That's gonna be good.
That's going to be a fire
That's gonna be
segment.
good.
And
That's
then
gonna be good.
isn't Adam Cole fighting too? Isn't he fighting Cash Wheeler?
Harwood.
Oh, he's fighting Hardwood. Okay.
Oh,
And then there's a women's match. Hayter versus Tony Storm.
Oh God.
Didn't that happen already?
No, they had a tag match. This is the Owen Hart Women's
Say the
Qualifying
one-on-one.
Cup. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And there might be a couple of surprises in there, and then of course we're going to be there for the
Yeah,
Rampage.
Rampage.
We'll be there for
Couple
the Rampage.
video
thing.
packages.
We have the Jericho Appreciation Society to look forward to.
Yikes.
Yeah, good luck on that one.
You guys are so disrespectful to one of the GOATs. It's fucking insane.
No, I was just about
No,
to say,
thank you.
I got to see Jericho as Jericho, not Jericho as the association appreciation.
Here's
whatever
what I know.
piece of shit it's
Your
called.
favorite wrestler, Stone Cold. Jay's favorite wrestler is The Rock. Chris Jericho kicked both their asses on the same night. And don't you ever forget it.
The only one world title he had in WWE, one heavyweight title he held.
What do you
That's
mean?
all he got.
He went to
That's all he got.
WrestleMania.
That's the only championship he won.
He had the WCW title. He main evented WrestleMania with Triple H.
Are you kidding me? WCW title?
That's a world heavyweight title. What do you mean? He main evented.
WWE
He
world
main evented WrestleMania. While Stone Cold was off fixing his broken freaking neck.
title.
He held it down.
Stone Cold was a 6-time champion, and while Jericho was a 1-time champion.
Jericho called Stephanie a slut more than Stone Cold. How about that?
Stone Cold stunned Stephanie probably more times than Jericho done anything to her.
Maybe. But I still appreciate the slut more. I used to hate Chris Jericho, remember? I used to be anti-Jericho.
Remember Stone Cold actually pulled Stephanie's shirt off. Don't forget that.
Well, the best thing he did was when he saved her on the cross from the Dark Ministry. That was
I love that.
That was classic.
That was awesome.
No, you know what was
Yeah,
one of the most underrated segments in the history of wrestling? When The Undertaker hanged Big Boss Man from the steel cage. Literally
I remember.
hung him.
Yo,
Oh,
dude, I still think about how the hell did they do that?
yeah,
Because
that's
it
crazy.
looks so real.
Well, they had a steel rod. He had a thick steel rod around his waist, and there's like a whole thing. But it looked, they sold it. It looked like they killed a man. He looked like he killed a man.
And I don't think they never did it again after that, right?
No. The only thing that was better than that is when the Big Boss Man drove off with Big Show's dead father in the casket. Do you remember that segment?
Oh,
That
he
was
dragged
funny.
it? Yeah.
And then you see Big Show climbing on the casket and then falling off.
Oh,
Didn't that
Oh,
whole
the
thing
worst.
start with the dog?
Yeah.
He
He
killed
ate
the
the
dog.
dog. He killed the dog and he ate it. Yo, that shit was like next level, bro.
Yeah,
We'll never get storylines like that ever again, man. That shit was God mode, bro.
that was like at par with the freaking Mae Young and the freaking.
Let me tell you something. After that whole
Oh my
run
gosh.
with him and Big Show and Undertaker, I would have been okay with Big Boss Man winning a world championship. After that work he put on, because that was entertainment, man. Any way you put it, everything he did with Big Show was gold. Everything he did with Undertaker was gold. Big Boss Man,
Big
underrated.
Boss Man was actually underrated.
Underrated.
Sure.
Underrated. My man, he reinvented himself. He was out there in the 80s with his blue, cop
His
shirt.
blue-
And then he comes back, 10 years
came out
later,
with the
from
combat gear.
1988 to 1998, comes out with a whole new look. He did the Shield before the Shield did the Shield. If you think about it,
Basically.
he was the original Shield, and he had everything to go with it. He had the move set, he had the look. He was a big boy. He wasn't small. It was sick, man.
Yeah. Forgot about that, man. That whole hanging thing. Man, the moment you said it, I could already see the visual. I'll never
Yeah.
forget that. That was a crazy thing that they did.
Anyway, it's just sad that we're not going to get to see moments like this anytime soon. It's going to probably be a couple of years before we go back to having Raws, maybe even close to that. Anyway, it's been a good show, boys. I got to call it a night. I got work in the morning. Thank you for being here, Jay and Dave. Everybody else, follow us, like the video, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff, man. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you on... me and Jay might be here tomorrow for NXT. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. You watching NXT? Tomorrow's going to be a bad NXT. It's not going to be good.
The bad, the better.
Enjoy.
Bad, the better.
I think it's all women's wrestling tomorrow night. Like the whole show.
Even better. You might have the best woman wrestling in the world, Cora Jade, on it.
Maybe.
I thought it was Deonna Purrazzo.
Oh, we're talking about NXT right now.
Yeah, but you just said the greatest woman wrestler.
That's like
the other day you
like
said
Cody.
Deonna Purrazzo is the greatest woman wrestler.
She's on the Mount Rushmore.
I wouldn't go that far. But okay. What say you, George?
Should be doing OnlyFans in a couple of weeks.
Haters.
That's what I said. Change of career soon.
Haters.
She'll probably be doing her own wrestling show in a couple of weeks. Asking us to follow her. That's what I think. Anyway.
Maybe some mud wrestling.
Yeah, you could charge for that. People would pay for anything nowadays. Anyway, good show. Terrible Raw. We might see you tomorrow. If not, we'll definitely be here late Wednesday night for some Dynamite recap. And pay attention to my TikTok because I'll be going live from AEW this Wednesday. So if you want to get some behind the scenes, you know my seats are going to get upgraded. I have good seats right now. You know where those seats are, Dave? Anywhere I fucking sit down. That's where. So Tony Khan, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna come to your show on Wednesday, and I'm gonna sit in seats that I didn't pay for. There's nothing you're gonna do about it.